Hey everyone, good evening. It is Sunday, May 19th, and it is about 8 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm getting ready to head to bed here pretty soon, but I wanted to check in with my weekly report. Before I get started with that, I do want to apologize for the shakiness of the camera. I am holding my arm out to hold the camera up because I knocked my tripod off my desk and busted the thing that holds my phone so that I can record these things. So I've got that kind of exercise, right, where you prove to people that they're not invincible because you have them hold like a pound out in front of them and their arms get tired and they can't do it. Well, that's what I'm trying to do for this video. So you'll probably see my arm start to slowly come down. I'm using my other arm to kind of prop it up, and we'll see how this goes. But as you know, I've been doing kind of a pilot week, first week to my 100-day challenge. Tomorrow begins the actual official with the group week one. And going into that, I want to give you a report of how this first week went and then what I will be focusing on during the next week. So this week I had a focus on doing what I'm calling kind of weekly chores. So for me, that includes I'm building up my sales in eBay. And so for these first weeks, that means making $375 through that business, whether it's online or through some local sales as well. I do have a fair bit of inventory that I'm selling locally, and when I hit garage sales, a lot of that ends up being local as well. This week I made $475. So I did about 25-30% more than I planned on, which is fantastic. I'm super happy about that. Going into next week, I think I'm set up to do well there as well. The second chore is to be listing daily. Now, I've already told you that this week I was swamped with my day job. And frankly, that was the thing that ended up at the end of my list every day. And I didn't get to it. I actually didn't list any new items this week. So that was a giant fail. But I will be doing it next week. For sure, I will be focusing on doing daily listing. Another weekly chore or thing that I need to do, actually daily, but I'll be doing it daily every week, is to do like maintenance on my eBay store. So that involves looking at items that are expiring and deciding if they need to be relisted and adjusting prices, things like that. And then if they don't need to be relisted, I'm still checking to see if prices need to be adjusted for them. And my basic strategy there is if an item has no followers, then I relist it. But if it does have watchers, then typically I'll just drop the price and hope to inspire some people to pick it up. That's been working really well for me. In fact, over the last few weeks, basically all of my sales have been coming from items that I have relisted or dropped the price on at the end of the month. Or at least, they list for 30 days, so at the end of their month. Okay, the next goal that I had was to do some work on my $1 million story and kind of the larger project that I've mentioned a few times but haven't introduced yet. I got a lot of clarity on that. I spent a bunch of time this week thinking and documenting, writing down my ideas, trying to brainstorm how it all fit together. And I think that I've got a really strong idea now. And so I'm going to be moving forward with that this coming week as well. One of my plans or goals for this coming week is to begin adding content for that idea. I'm going to be picking a name for it, and then next week buying a domain for it and building out the website. Not this coming week, but the week after, right? This coming week, I will be, sorry, I'm hearing some weird noises in the background. I think my wife is watching something funny or something. I was trying to figure out what it was. So this coming week, I'll be picking a name for that business, for the website and everything. And then I will be writing 4 pieces of better content. So the way that ties into my $1 million story is because I'm going to be pivoting a little bit with this project. My $1 million story will be a project within the bigger project. And so my daily updates will no longer be happening. I will continue to do weekly updates on Sundays, and I'm going to be shooting still for daily content, but that content is not going to come in the same form that it has before. 4 times a week, I plan to release more researched, more detailed content, which will eventually include both a video and a written piece or part of that content. And then I'll also be releasing that video, the audio file from the video, as a podcast. So there's kind of a holistic approach to sharing that content, whether you come at it from a reading perspective, a written perspective, or you want to watch video, or if you consume mostly with podcasts, we'll be providing that content for the way that's best for you. Now, the content is not going to be directly tied to my $1 million project, but it's going to be tied to more general advice and help and ideas for helping you to reach your goals, helping you take the next step in your life. So I'm going to be getting started on that content this week, 4 posts, which again I'll be posting the video, but I will not be posting the written part until after next week when I get the website set up. Okay, that's it for today. Well, let me just double check. Chores I talked about. And the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I will be building out a mind map for that bigger project. So at the end of the week, I will have 4 pieces of content. I will have a name chosen, which has an available domain, and I can get an email and everything for it. And then I will be mind mapping and trying to organize all of my thoughts related to that business. So I want to know how each piece of the business is interconnected. I want to know what technologies will be being used. I want to know how I will be delivering that content and those tools to the users and to potential consumers. I want to have some ideas about sales funnels and how I'm going to get people connected with content that's valuable to them, and then ultimately be able to deliver a product that they pay for that provides enough value that they're interested in exchanging money for service. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you find this content interesting and valuable. Again, I'm sharing my experience because I want you to see how a normal person with some skills and a lot of weaknesses goes about doing something that seems somewhat impossible and has really always been outside of my grasp. And so I'm just putting my best effort in, and I'm staying dedicated, and I want you to see my wins and my fails with as much transparency as I can. Comment below if you have any questions, if there's anything specific you'd like me to talk about, and I would be happy to address that in a future video. Thanks again, and good luck to you this week.